Right, so I finished building up the cockpit of the Spitfire, and throughout I thought to myself I would just pause it when I feel like there's something worth mentioning, but at the end of the day this kit absolutely just builds itself. I mean, there were no issues. Everything went together quite easily. I think the main thing was just cleaning up here and there some of the seam lines. And what I mean by that is when they mold the sprues, it's one mold, two molds, they press that together, fill that with plastic, and where the molds connect there's usually a little bit of excess plastic, which you'll usually see like along the edges of your parts. But I mean, even that, there was very little of that. So I just thought I'd show you the lovely detail of this kit. I mean, just the sides of the fuselage halves. I mean, there's so much detail in this. So this is your little dashboard. Just see if I can get the focus there. And there's your little foot pedals, your yoke, and it's just so much detail. So this is a little piece of photo etch they had to work in there, but I mean, quite straightforward. Just use some super glue and it goes together quite well. Then I've got my little seat over here. As you can see, lovely detail here. And this is the well, what do you call this, sort of cage. So basically the seat and the dashboard goes into here. Lovely detail here. So this is basically how I decided I was gonna do my build, and like I mentioned in my instruction video, how I just keep things separately, because I will show you now how this goes together. I just felt like if I keep this separate, this separate, this separate, it's just gonna make painting any details so much easier. And then after I've painted this, I am going to glue it all together. So the next step for me is going to just put a black primer over all of this, mostly because, well, a few reasons really. Number one is we've got some photo etch. So let me just get the focus there. So as you can see, the photo etch parts here, your acrylic paints aren't really going to stick to that just by itself. So you're going to need to get a primer on that to make sure it sticks. And then it's just in general going to make your paint stick, not stink. Paint's definitely not going to stink. But it's just going to make your paint stick together to the plastic a bit better. And also, usually laying down a black primer, as you will see in a lot of YouTube videos, it helps reveal any imperfections. So the next thing I just wanted to show is just the importance of dry fitting pieces. So what dry fitting means is fitting them together without gluing them. So when you're building a plane here, this is of utmost importance, and I'm going to show you why. We've got our two fuselage halves together, right? So these two are, at the end of the day, going to have to go together like this. So as you can see, there's not a lot of room in there to work with, so things have to fit quite snugly. So these guys all need to go in there, and we need to make sure that this will be able to close up. So if something is not fitting properly, this might not close up. You might sit with a gap and all that. So what we just want to do is we want to just dry fit everything together to make sure everything fits. And I just want to show you also how nicely this Tamiya stuff just goes together. So that goes in there like that. This little dashboard just has a little bit of a click to it almost because of this one part. Actually, let me put that one in first. So let's just, oh man, okay, that goes in there. I just set my wheel alignment out there a little bit, so that's in. Then that goes in there. What what's sitting here now. Okay, so that's in there now, right? So we've got everything in there. So what you'll see is there's these lovely little guiding points here and here where to fit the pieces in. So I'm just gonna fit that in there, and as you can see that, wait, let me just went out there, fits like an absolute glove on the side, and just look at how beautiful that is once it goes together. Absolutely lovely. So now I just want to be careful, get the other side on as well, and there you go. Just get this to focus. So there you go. Just look how lovely that fits. So no problems whatsoever. So now I know I can go ahead with my painting. Everything's gonna fit well when it comes to gluing it together, and I don't have to worry. So that's basically it, what I wanted to show you guys today, and let me get started with that painting.